So for all of those reasons, the number one best Matrix movie of all time is... Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be ranking all 5 of the Matrix movies, so the 4 live action movies and the 1 animated movie as well, in this top 5 ranking. If you want to see all of my individual more in-depth reviews, then you can check all of them out. I'll link all 5 of them in the description box below, and I would also love to hear what your ranking is in the comment section below. Now, I did enjoy all of the 5 Matrix movies. There definitely is still enjoyment to be had in all of them, but they're definitely not all at the same level, and there are some that are a lot stronger and some that are a little bit weaker than the others. So let's begin the ranking. So in at number 5 is the Animatrix. So whilst there were some cool stories in this anthology animated series, in particular how the machines took over and why mankind were really abusive to the machines in the first place, and why in some respects mankind somewhat led to the downfall of their entire species and led to all of this craziness happening. But I do feel like all of the live action movies, even though some of them are a lot better than others, I do still prefer them to this animated series, despite the fact that it was really impressive. In at number 4 is Matrix Revolutions. Now, whilst there was a really tight and close-knit ending to the Matrix trilogy, and there were still some cool enjoyable moments to be had in this film, I literally don't feel like it's as good as the first 2 movies or as good as the rebooted film either. I felt like any other sci-fi movie, as opposed to being this really cool, suave, innovative, slick Matrix movie. In at number 3 is Matrix Resurrections, the brand new, recently released, rebooted Matrix movie. Now, whilst I wasn't the biggest fan of all of the meta, really making fun of itself aspects of this movie, and I definitely don't think it's as epic as the first 2 Matrix movies are, it was still a bit of a fun ride, and I feel like if you take it for what it is, which is a bit of a reboot that was somewhat maybe forced to be made from the studios and is really having a lot of social commentary on all of that, then, you know, like I said, there is fun to be had in this movie, and I definitely think it's a lot more enjoyable than Revolutions. In at number 2 is Matrix 2. Matrix Reloaded was such a worthy successor and a really cool sequel that I feel like is really underrated actually. Whilst the start of this movie was really slow, everything after that was actually really impressive. Some awesome visual sequences. For example, all of the battle with Neo and the multiple Agent Smiths, the highway sequence battle of fighting all of the twins, and all of the palace battles with all of the weapons, I thought was really cool. And narratively, I feel like it questioned some really interesting philosophical debates, and also just built the world of the Matrix out really well, especially after the first movie, which just set the stage so fantastically. I feel like Matrix Reloaded continued it really well, and of course in the first spot, number 1, the best Matrix movie of all time has to be the original first Matrix movie. Totally redefined the entire sci-fi genre, and literally nobody saw this movie coming, but it was just so phenomenal. And even all of the visual aspects in particular in this film were really cool. Bullet time being introduced was absolutely game-changing and mind-blowing. And I just feel like, you know, all of their use of leather, sunglasses, and I absolutely love the fact that they also built up their villains, mainly Cypher and Agent Smith, whilst also building the main protagonist and the team and the world really collectively. Just means that it was just such a cool film, and like I said, was so pioneering for its time. And even though it's been over 20 years since the first movie, it does still hold up today, and the casting was absolutely extraordinary with this movie, which just means it has to get the number 1 spot. I'm really intrigued to see if they're going to make a Matrix 5 after Resurrections had a bit of a mixed reception. But that being said, this IP and this franchise is so beloved, and so much potential actually from the end of Resurrections, that I'm sure we'll probably see something happening in terms of continuing this franchise. But you know, that was my ranking list. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's your ranking list? Let me know in the comment section below. And like I said, all of my individual reviews for all of the Matrix movies are going to be linked in the description box below as well. Now I'd love to hear from you, so let me know what you thought in the comment section below as well. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.